All right. So I just want to go through the lab as some people had some issues with it. I'll just run through it from beginning to end. But essentially, what is happening is somebody connected to a Wi-Fi. We don't know if it's a good Wi-Fi, bad Wi-Fi. We don't know anything about it. We just know it's not a company-approved Wi-Fi. So now we're looking into this security breach because somebody, connected to a Wi-Fi that's not approved. What we have to do is search the computer for all the Wi-Fis that are on there and try to find the one that is not approved. Then we're going to scan the computer for anything that was downloaded via that particular Wi-Fi, or actually just downloaded within that time frame that the Wi-Fi was uh, uh, captured. And then we're going to try to get some metadata about those files. We're going to hash them and see if they're good files or not, and then remove them. And that way, it does not automatically reconnect to this suspicious Wi-Fi. Now that you've downloaded the zip, you would want to put the two files on your desktop. So the two files are on my desktop. Oh, no, they're not because I deleted them. My bad. But they would be on the desktop. There should be two, one called Scenario 9 and one called Scenario 9-Cleanup. First, run command prompt as administrator. You would want to type CMD and run as administrator. There are three different commands here to try. First thing you want to do, let me actually get these files on my desktop or wherever. Sorry, because I ran through the entire thing. It deleted everything already. Download. Gonna throw them somewhere. Okay. Oop. I just threw them in my downloads for now. Uh, the easiest thing to do is right click one of the files, click properties, and this is telling me that, the location of them. If they were on my desktop, same thing. Just gonna right click, properties, and the location of it. As you can see, it says OneDrive/desktop. So I know I have OneDrive enabled. If you do not see the word OneDrive, you just see /desktop, then you know you don't have to worry about desktop or OneDrive, just desktop. So because I have OneDrive, first thing I would do is copy and paste this particular command. I was unable to. It gave me an error. It says the error that I was given. Let me go ahead and show you the error that I'm given. Ignore everything on top. I'll get to those. It says cannot be loaded because running scripts is disabled. So that's when I went ahead and I said, all right, fine. I will bypass your policy. So it doesn't matter that scripts were disabled. I ran the script anyway. And that's what that -execution policy bypass means. There's got to be a space here and a dash here. Most of the errors, probably about 95% of the errors I've seen on students' computers from the screenshots they sent me is there's a space missing or there's an extra space, there's no slash, there's no dash. PDF is very finicky when you copy paste from it. So just make sure that everything matches. I recommend that you open up Microsoft Notepad, Windows Notepad, and then just paste in the Notepad, fix it, make it look like it needs to without those extra lines, and run it that way. So as you can see from my command right here, it went ahead and it ran it, and it gave me the name of the target computer for investigation is laptop. So I'm going to keep this open, but all this command did is install the file on my computer so that I can try to find the file. Because again, this is a lab that's trying to emulate a real life scenario. Okay, so now we're going to run PowerShell as administrator, and same thing. PowerShell, you'd run as administrator, and move on here. You want to get all the Wi-Fi's that the computer has ever connected to. This is a very powerful command. You can get all this information by going through by going to your registry editor, and you can see every single Wi-Fi in there. This just gets it in one easy to follow, uh, I guess, results instead of having to go through each specific subkey. If, for example, someone says, I never connected to Starbucks, then you can say, well, this shows that you did connect, and it gives you a time and all sorts of information. So someone cannot claim that they were never at that location. While you cannot prove that they themselves were at that location, you can prove that the laptop connected at that time. And then you can use that time to pull video or whatever other evidence you need. All right, so let me open up my PowerShell here. Beginning. So here's that command, the get item path, all one line. So get it all on one line. I pressed enter. My computer has only connected to, according to this, 2 different Wi-Fi's, wireless systems. That's because I cleaned it and removed all the older Wi-Fi's that I don't need anymore, like the airport Wi-Fi or the Airbnb Wi-Fi that I never really used, or I have never really gone back to. So there's my home Wi-Fi, and there's my iPhone Wi-Fi. If you've ever had any classes with me, you know I would never connect to an iPhone or any Apple product. This says the iPhone network is not a company-approved Wi-Fi. So there it is. Here's my iPhone. So now we need to get the date and time and convert it from hex to decimal. So the command for that is this one right here. And it's got highlighted in yellow that it needs the child name value, which is this one right there. So remember I said to use Notepad. Here's my command right here. Here's that child value. And I just paste it here. Copy this, paste it. When I copy pasted, this one right here, it did absolutely nothing. It shouldn't have. It's good. The next one right here is the system.bit converter to string. So here it is. I just copied it as is, and it gave me this very weird looking number that some of you may recognize as hex. Now, this system is saving dates as what's called little endian, which means that it saves things in the little end first, and then the second part, getting small or larger. So if I had multiple pieces of information, multiple bits of memory, I would just have to read them backwards. So what that means is if you look at what's highlighted, E907, 0400, 0700, OC00, and so on, it would just be, let's see here, 07D9. This one would be 004. This is 0007, I guess. This is 000C. This is 0017, 001B, 097, and 0127. To convert this, I have my handy dandy calculator here. So if you put in the first number, which is, let's just do it this way. No. So to do it this way, we got 07E9, so we got 07E9. When I convert this, it says 2025. I don't need a converter for hex for any number less than 9. So I know this is 4, this is 7. Hex, for those who know, it goes 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F. A is 10, B is 11, C is 12. And for those who were not familiar with hex, I can just do this, C, convert, and it's 12. 17, same thing. Got 23. 1B is 27. I can do the 917, although it's not really necessary, but that's the number of milliseconds. I don't care about milliseconds. This is now a date of April 7th, 2025, which makes sense because I am recording this on April 7th, 2025. The Wi-Fi was connected to at 12:23 p.m. So you can do this the 15 minutes before and after. I think I just did 10 minutes. But just, the time frame that it was in there. So there's my before variable. There's my after. So before is before that time and after is after that time. So here it is. Here's my before. Here's my after. Again, whenever I press enter, nothing is happening. Press enter again, nothing is happening. The next command that you're going to put in is right here. And what this is saying is get every single file that was downloaded or added or modified between those two time frames. You can name these variables whatever you want. Just be very careful with my less than here and my greater than. I think Jacob caught an error in there and let me know about it. So thank you for that. I fixed it. If you have a PDF that was downloaded after 12 p.m. today, you will have the new one. But again, what this is saying is where the last write time is less than my after and is greater than my before. Now, I modified that command a little bit. I'm not expecting you to do that. Why is this? There it is. What I did with my command is I have it, what I have with my command is I have it exclude my log files. That's the evtx and the log. And I have it exclude prefetch only because I wanted whatever I get back to be a little manageable as I'm scrolling through to show you guys what it did. And that's because the log file, I mean, that's something that's written by Windows. The prefetch is something to make whatever file you're using run faster. Today, that prefetch is associated with PowerShell, especially if you don't, if it's been a while since you ran PowerShell, it's going to set a prefetch file to make it run faster in the future. evtx is another event log entry. So I just said where my extension is not in, log, prefetch, or the evtx. You do not need to do this. You will get a lot more results than I do. I just literally did that because it was annoying how many results I get. All right, so with that command, here it is with my extension, excluding those three, and I find this one file. So the first one is called evil.wsh. Still under evil, so PS path to this right here. Then we have another one, harmful.pdf. So there's that file. And then this scenario 9 and scenario 9, those are the two files that you need for this particular lab. But once you find the two files, evil and harmful, you want to get the location of it. It's in here multiple times. I mean, it's right there. So once you get that location, what I did is I just wrote the location in here. The next command has you get the hash values. If you want to compare that to a list to see if those are malware or if those are, files that are not good. They're based on the known hash value list. So here's my two files, and I fixed this so it's not, or I didn't fix it, based on the directions that say, location / file name. I just changed right here /OneDrive /desktop because I have OneDrive enabled. If you do not, it's just going to be whatever is the location that you found in the previous command. If you're running this out of your if you run this out of your downloads folder, it'll have something different. If you're running this out of a folder called Lab 8B, if you want to organize things that way, that's fine too. It shouldn't matter. It's just the only thing that's going to change is all of your paths. So now that I got my two commands written up, I'm going to, there they are. Here's the first one, get file hash for desktop or OneDrive desktop harmful. There it is. And then for the evil file, there's my hash. So now I got my two hash values. This is SHA-256. And then the last step of the lab says, okay, now that we've found this Wi-Fi, we found the files, we're going to delete everything. So this is deleted by putting the PS child name value, which we got earlier before, my two file names. So I have 4 commands here. Here's the first one with my PS child value, 731, so on. So it says, are you sure you want to do it? And I said, yes, that's what the Y is here. The next one, same thing, remove item. This is my other network. So say yes to that as well. And then when I wanted to delete evil and harmful, it just says, performing the operation, and it removed both of those. Once that's done, you got all your screenshots. Then the last thing you want to do is you want to remove any of these files. So again, back to command prompt. I did this wrong on purpose we already talked about that. The easiest thing to do is click up or down, down in my case, because I want to get back to this. And I said I want to go ahead and delete dash cleanup to delete the files. When you click up or up or down or whatever, it's going to take you to the command that you typed in here, and it's literally dash cleanup. That's all there is to it. But yeah, that's the lab. It's different than EC Council. It gives you a different tool to do something. You can use PowerShell to, investigate, like we will for the rest of the semester. I know that I have used PowerShell to go through my hard drive and delete all of the duplicate songs that I had, because I had like over 1,000 songs on there, and I was like, that's impossible. There had to be a lot of duplicates, and there was. So the way that I had it delete all those files is by verifying or looking up what the hash value of each file was, and as soon as you get a duplicate hash value, delete the second one. Hash values are unique to a file, so if 2 files, regardless of what their names are, have the same hash value, then they have the same content. The name is irrelevant. So whether I named a file artist-song or song-artist, it's still going to flag it as a duplicate if they have the same hash value. I also had it do that for some pictures that I took that I've had longer than many of you have been alive. And same thing, it doesn't matter what the picture was called, it went through and it checked the hash value. The hash values matched, it's the same picture, and it deleted one of them. This computer is relatively clean. That's why I went through all of my cleaning steps. And it showed me, and that's why I only have the one or the two networks, because I've already removed all the other networks. PowerShell is a very, very, very powerful tool. It's relatively easy to use once you get the hang of it. We're going to do, I think, 6 labs, 7 labs, just like this. I think, let me see here. We got lab 8B, 9B, 11B, um, Slay. This might be easier. Uh, Sorry about that taking so long. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3 suspicious event, 4 persistent malware, 5 insider risk, 6 new executable. Yeah, so 6 plus 1 extra credit if you wish to get extra credit. But that's DL's not driver licenses download. Anyway, if you have any other questions, please let me know, and I hope this video helps.